As in, we actually read the Bible before they duped us. We read the Bible. Hey guys, welcome back again to our YouTube channel. It's actually our channel, but me being the cheerleader of the channel. Welcome back to our channel. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, my name is Nagorom, Nagorom for short. I'm a YouTuber based in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and I have, guys, this is a sit-down video. I just want to share something with you guys, and I expect to get your thoughts in the comment section. What am I trying to say? It's about something. December reminds me of something very tragic, by the way. It's not something very palatable. It's not something. Sometime a few years back, I traveled to Aba, and I decided to help. I think my mom gave me a few items to give out to people. Stuff like stockfish. I think materials were part of it. So along the line, I went to visit my cousin in Aba. He has a shopping center. So I went to visit him, and God, afterwards he gave me something. He gave me a few items for my sister and I, which I was going back to my aunt's house. With those items. Now what happened? Guys, can you imagine? Will you believe that those things didn't get home with me? Like, those things did not get home with me. How? Now this was it. On my way from shopping center, I was headed to Osisioma. I was in Okeke, and I'm just sharing this because this is Ember month and people do a lot of things to get money, to extort from people, and I believe this video will help one or two people. It will help a lot of people. I felt bad, and I think I wouldn't want the next person to fall victim of such circumstance. So what happened? On my way from shopping center to Osisioma, I got to Park. If you know about very well, Park is in between, it's just a stone throw from shopping center. So the keke I took from shopping center, when we got to Park, he picked someone else, or he was trying to he tried dropping off someone else, and this guy in quotes that claims to be one Americana or a foreigner, he paid with dollars, and out of curiosity, a lot of people there was like, why you go to pay? Like, why will you pay in dollars? We use naira in Nigeria. What is bringing about the dollar? And so everywhere, the driver was angry. The driver was filming. Everybody was. I never knew that these people, they were all together. They were, in fact, not the same people I sit down with. I never knew. So after this whole thing, the guy sitting next to me was like, what do we do? This guy is a foreigner. If he lives this way, that it's possible that someone else might extort money from him or take the money from him. What if we go to the convent? Because he claims that he came with some reverend sisters, that they are in the convent. He came out to buy something, that he doesn't know his way around, blah 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 blah. So we said, okay, in that case, let's just help a brother. Let us help a brother. And we left. So the guy sitting next to me said, sister, and what do you think? Now maybe we just help let me say it, sister, what do you think? Let's just help this guy so that he doesn't get duped. We don't know that the dupe is the dupee is the dupe. I don't even have to say the English because it was I can't explain it again. Like, it was a very tragic moment. Believe me, it was a very tragic moment. So I said, okay, in that case, it might touch mine though. See me now that I don't reside in Aba. Even if I know my way around, but I don't reside in Aba. Like, what I mean is, if you come to a city where you're not resident in, there are some ungodly times you shouldn't be seen around certain places. But I didn't put that into consideration. And I think these people have a way of walking into, like, they walk with your mind somehow. Because some of the things you do, you don't even know that you do them. Funny enough. You don't even know when you did them. You don't know how you did them. You don't even know anything. You can't, in your subconscious, you're not doing those things with your clear eye. So I said, okay, let's just, since the guy is going to Obo Hill like he claimed, let's just take him to Obo Hill and, find our way back to Osisioma. And that was how I fell into their trap. Hey, voila. Guys, you guys will not believe. Okay, we turned the keke on our way to Osisioma. If you're very familiar with Aba, you should know the Osisioma, the Obo Hill, that bridge where they have what do they even call it? You should know the bridge. That's the only bridge I think is in Osisioma. So when we got to that bridge, there was traffic. Yes, slaughter. My sister just reminded me, slaughter. So when we got to that bridge, my sisters and brothers in the Lord, hey, this guy came. I was like, that he has, okay, he said we should buy him sachet water. He was not like, what is this? That in his country, they don't package water to drink the water. I paid. So I gave him the water to drink. And this guy just stole the water, carried one thing, dipped into the water, and it turned to 200 naira note. I will not forget. It turned to 200 naira notes. Clean, like brand new 200 naira notes. At that point, I don't enter beside I don't enter. I was already entrapped. So when he dipped it in, I was like, what's this? Like, he said that he came with a lot of chemicals like this, that since we have decided to help him, he was going to give us cartons. At that point, I wasn't too into their talk. I wasn't really so, I wasn't paying much attention to what they were saying, because at that point, I was the only female in that keke, so I was scared. I was like, what if these people harm me? What will I even say? Who will I even narrate my story to? You know? How will I even say these stories? Like, wow. So he said he was going to dip one thing, they will give us chemical, blah blah blah. That how many do we want? How many of the chemicals? How many cartons? I remember. How many cartons of the chemicals do we want? And the guy sitting next to me said, that he has really suffered though. That in fact, if they give him even 50 cartons, that he will carry this one, that one. Then I said, sister, what about you? I said, anything you give me is fine. I'm not ready for, even if you give me, like, even if you give me one, or even if you don't give me at all, that's not a problem. The only thing is that we're here to drop you off and head over to where we're going to. I didn't know that they were about changing my direction for me. We got to Osisioma, my brothers and sisters in the Lord. I don't know where. I think we got to that Emelogo or something, because I know most of those junctions, you know. We go to, I think, Emelogo. These people took their rights. Was it right or left? Right. And we started entering one village. As in, this one was like a journey of no return. Good ultimate search, no search, read this one. You can't even find anybody there. They drove and drove and drove and drove. They entered this one very timid village. And at that point, I was not like, this place is foul. The guy now said that they are just there because they don't want people to know. At least this chemical, if they were within town, this chemical would have, a lot of people would have stolen the chemical. Like, people that know much about the chemical would have stolen the chemical. Which one I sabi? I accepted. They drove and drove and drove. My dear people, we got there and we got to one place. The place was looking so isolated. It's just looking like they will just come, carry people, offload, go, carry and offload. When I got there, they said we should come down. The coming down, driver came down. The 4 of us passengers came down. You know, keke, 1 in front, 3 at the back. Everybody came down. We got to one building, one house. They had, lamp or something. I don't know how many of you can remember lamp. That thing that brings, I don't even know, that's that aluminum container now that brings that they use. How do I even explain it? But they sure brought lamp. If I'm able to get the image of lamp, I will attach it to this video. So that lamp was lit inside the room. The whole place was dark. And one man, an elderly man, very tall, huge, came out and was like, thank you for bringing the guy, blah blah blah, that he's trying to reward us. I sat down because every other person was relaxed. I said, okay. We sat down. After everything, the man now said, that there's something he just observed now, that he's a man of God. Mind you, these people are people need to fear God. They were using Bible. They were using Bible. As in, we actually read the Bible. Before they duped us, we read the Bible. And the man was like, this, that, because he brought you know, I was seeing the Bible, I felt everything was real. I felt relaxed, like every other person is there. Where am I even rushing to go? Where am I going to? And he was not like, that he saw one thing in my house, that he's seen that his mother and not my own mother, that they are planning against her, that if they don't bring that money, that evil money that is in her money, that something was going to happen, blah, 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 blah. The long and short of the story is that there was something wrong, that he's trying to do one thing for my parents to live long. And if you know me, I love my family till the last drop of my blood. I say, which mother, which father? They said, okay, they told me up to the point of, they even told me where my parents keep their, I don't know where they keep their money, but they had to tell me where they keep their money at home. Like any money that is not being paid inside the, into their accounts, where they keep it at home. That's to tell you how dubious these people are. As in, these people are mean. So they were like, if you don't bring the money, this one will happen, that one will happen. I started fidgeting, like, what will happen? Like, we know plenty. I don't even want to hear, I don't even want to hear anything that happened, like anything happened to my family. I don't want it. So when they said that thing, I believed them. Oh. Trust me, I believed them. So they said I was going to, that the next day, because this was happening around 7-8-ish. So I believed them 100%, and they said I was going to get the money, blah blah blah. So the next day, that night, they allowed us, we went home, and they said if we tell anybody that they were going to die and not us. So at the end of the day, I slept in my aunt's house. I came back and my aunt was like, what's happening? That she has been scared. She knows that I don't really know my way much around about that. What's happening? Where have I been? I don't remember what I told her, but I told her something that she was able to hold on to, and you know, everything was fine. I slept. I did not tell this woman for the how many hours I slept on, as in I slept. I didn't tell her what happened, because they were, you know, they instilled fear in us that something was going to happen, blah blah blah. After everything, the next morning, my brothers and sisters in the Lord, the next morning, as early as 5 a.m., I was already on my way to OCC on my yes, coming to Port Harcourt to come and give them the money, like they said. So I got to Port Harcourt very early in the morning, and my uncle, one of my uncles, saw me and was like, this one, you came back very early. What happened? Is auntie okay? You know, stuff like that. I said, no, everything is fine. If you like, call her. She's very fine. And immediately I told him that thing. I told him I was going back to Aba. He said, no, you can't be doing that. I said, I'm going back to Aba now. Then when I was bringing the money, the funny thing is that I knelt down and I prayed to God. I said, God, I'm using this money to save my parents' life. Please keep them alive for me. I prayed though, and it didn't look fake. It was looking very real. So I prayed and everything was fine. I came out, my uncle, you know, started questioning me and all of that. I convinced him that I was going to come back soon, blah blah blah. I left, got to the place. There's one junction you will get to, and they will tell somebody to come and pick you up. If the person picks you up, you give them whatever, the person will drop you back. So this man was looking real, gave me his number. I was actually talking with him. I felt the person I was talking to was so real. So I was communicating with him like, this money is here. I hope nothing will happen to my parents. Like you said, please though, that you should do anything possible. Like, do anything humanly possible for them to, you know, for them to be alive, obviously. And that was it though. When we got there, he prayed though, still prayed with the Bible. Waiting God go judge. He prayed with the Bible. Prayed for me, prayed for my family, prayed for everybody. And hey, the luck I had is that these people, they didn't harm me that night though. Not these things are like, even if I know at that point I couldn't afford the money I gave to them. Like I was doing business, right? Anybody that know me from when I was very tender, I like doing business. No matter what I do, I love business. So at that point I was doing business, but I wasn't having much money. Like I couldn't just boast of 10,000 naira, you know. So I was not like, what if these people harmed me, or what if something along the line? I don't want to go into that because I'm getting mentally deranged now. At the end of the day, when I gave them this money, they came back. I came back. The man said I should look for 3 beggars, give them 20 naira. I'll be 50 naira. I think it was in one denomination. I should give them money in that denomination. I came to, is it CKC? Yes, CKC Aba. I came there because I know that a lot of beggars are always in front of them. And he said, if you give them the money, don't turn your back, just go. The instructions were very spiritual. I gave them the money and I walked away. He said I should buy little gallon of water. I should go to the river and fetch water. That is flowing water. You understand? Then what he means, or what he was trying to explain to me, was because the water was flowing, whatever blockage, whatever thing anybody must have done to my family, that it will flow away like the water. I accepted. I said, so long as my family will still be there for me, let me do it. I bought the gallon in Aba. By then, after sharing the money, I was straight. And this, I don't have money, like transport back home. I just had little money on me. So I got to Oyibo. If you know Imo River, for people that go to Aba very often, you know that that boundary between Abia State and River State. So I got there. I saw these guys that are loading sand. You know, I told them that please, that I would want them to help me fetch water, that I can't go into the river. One of the guys said, fine, yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, give me the gallon. They fetched the water. The man also said, I told the man that I'm done fetching the water. He said, okay, take the water to any church close to you and start praying. Pray specially for your family. I entered one church, and fortunately, they were having their midweek or midweek service. So I was praying, and they came into the church, you know, advised, or probably they persuaded somehow for me to join them. I told them, no, I'm just here for prayers. I will be going soon, blah, blah, blah. And after the prayers, I left. I told the man I was leaving. He said that when I started, like when God dawned on me, was when I called him after praying. This thing was around, it was getting late though. This was around 7 p.m. I called him. I was like, sir, I'm done with the prayers. What else? How will you give me? Because he promised that after the whole prayers, he was going to give me back the money to give to my parents. So I told him, sir, I was done with the prayers. That the next thing this man answered was, what's my business with you? Do I know you? I was like, wait a minute. Who have you been all along? Hey, God. Hey, voila. I looked at myself like, have I been duped or scammed? Which one? Like, what's the right word to use in this situation? I called this man. This man hung the phone on me. I waited again. I just felt maybe his battery is down. Let me just give him that benefit of doubt. I called him again. He said I should stop disturbing. Like, he started sounding very nonchalant. This was somebody that was getting so interested in, you know, everything. Like, he was giving me orders like he knew what he was doing. He was so nonchalant. He was just saying things the way he wants them to be said. Hey, I say, how will I start explaining? And the unfortunate thing is that the whole money I took from the part where he said is my mom's own, was a contribution. Like, people had contributed money and giving her to keep for them. So she just had to keep it there so that the next day she will pay it into the bank. Because they do all this not the Akawo contribution, but this contribution thing between friends, you know. I didn't know what to say at that point. I go home, and my mom, you know, someone that kept money now. My mom was not like, she removed everything, searched everywhere. What is happening? She doesn't know. She was not like, where is the money she kept here? That she's looking for something. She didn't even call it money. I don't say, what is it? I just say, mom, you check well, or maybe you're not checking it very well. She then said it's money. Hey, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I knew I was gone at that point. When she said it was money, I knew I was gone. So she was talking and talking, and I told her, mommy, that the truth is that there's one man that said that their life was at stake, that the man said I should bring the money so that they will do one thing to reverse it, this one, that one. My mom said, come again, what did you say? I say, one man of God, that the man saw me, and if you know me, I'm a Catholic. We don't do all those money thing. You pay a pastor to do this one for you or pay a reverend father. We are Catholics. My family is born Catholic, so we don't believe in, you know, most of the things. Some other, I'm not saying that people that believe in it, they are wrong or they are doing the wrong thing, but believe me, we don't do, there are certain things we don't believe, you know. So my mom was then like, a pastor said you should bring my money for you to pray for me. What is he trying to pray? Like, what is that prayer that me, I cannot pray myself out? My uncle now said, I said it. I saw her in the morning, the way she came, she was just, you know, fidgeting and going this one, that one. That if I knew, I would have slapped her. I didn't know that for people that have such cases, if you slap them, they will come back to their senses. I never knew. So at the end of the day, they took me to our family lawyer. And in front of our family lawyer, my uncle said he wanted to slap me. My family lawyer said no. For the fact she has said this is how it happened, meaning she has gotten herself. Like, they didn't really, the whole effect wasn't too much on her. So she has come to her senses. Don't slap her. Hey God, where will I start from? Anything that will cause my, in fact, my mom, anything that will cause her pain. Hey God, I avoid it with everything in me. I avoid it with everything in me. And I said, where would this woman start from? My dad as a man can, you know, he can man up. But my mom, from where will she start womaning up? So I looked at the whole thing. I looked up, looked down. I didn't know what to do. And that was it though. So thank God for the kind of understanding parents I have. Thank God for the kind of understanding family I have. At the end of the day, do you know that that thing happened on the 23rd of December? I brought that money to them on the 24th of December. On the 25th, there was nothing. I wasn't even in the mood to make my hair. I wasn't in the mood to make to start with. I wore Dunlop slippers. Back then, Dunlop slippers used to be 16 naira. My mom would always buy it in bags, so I just went to one of the bags, look for one very neat, brand new. I wore it. That's what I wore to church, because I couldn't just imagine putting my family through that pain, and I'm still looking for one thing. Say what thing happened. So I wore the Dunlop slippers to church, tie one nonsense hair tie, one. I was mourning for that money for the longest time. So what's the essence of this video? You see, this December, they will come with mouth-watering offers. They will come with one thing. They can scam in different ways. Just a few days ago, they called my dad. I was saying one kind of nonsense. I was saying, your daughter is this one, your daughter is that one. My dad almost collapsed, like, which daughter are you talking about? So, you know that he heard our voice. You understand? He was almost, you know, not getting it. So, what am I trying to say in essence? Please be contented with what you have this December. Some people will say, for people that know about this thing and have gotten the experience, they will always say, because you're looking for extra. Personally, not because it's me, but personally, I wasn't looking for extra. Like people will say, because you hear money, you had money, that's why you were hiding. I wasn't the money thing wasn't really my problem at all. You know, it wasn't really my problem. So, but it happened, be it as it may, it is what it is. The deed has been done. But I'm just trying to say this. This is like a moral lesson to every other person, every other young. In fact, these days, they don't scam just the young. They scam both the old and the young. So I'm just making this video to tell you the few tricks and the ways they move around. Especially that Aba. Anybody telling me, recently a friend of mine came back from Aba and left for Aba again. I was not like, you just say I'm not going to slap this person, because let me even know if they've, you know, if they've held the person hostage. But what I'm trying to make this video, be very contented with what you have. You know, if you're that person that they will use money to lure you in. Otherwise, please just don't fall for it. Don't fall for scammers. Don't fall for anything. Don't fall. In fact, the best thing now is whatever discussion anybody is having in a vehicle, don't contribute, because I heard immediately you open your mouth to say something. That's when their juju or their charm will not carry the person. Please, worst case scenario, don't even say anything. They your own. They jeje. Whatever they are arguing about in a vehicle, allow them. They are saying anything, don't contribute. And sister, you know they talk. Just leave them. Just close your mouth, seal it up. especially in vehicles. Oh, if you know you don't have your own car, vehicles, keke, this keke and keke bus, please, anything that has to do with transportation, because seal up your mouth. Close. If you don't talk that time, you will not die. Just shut up, keep quiet until you get to your destination, then you can talk. But these people, they are no good. So with this story I've told you, I just believe it will help you a lot. If you watch this video before they come, you will at least know the strategy and the tricks they use. So with this few video and these few words I've said to you, I just wish and pray you don't fall for these people. I wish and pray you don't fall for them. They know, they don't even care. Oh, they don't care. So I just wish and pray you don't fall for them. Meanwhile, if you've watched up to this moment, please do well to subscribe, like, comment and share, and I will see you all in my next video.